Hello, today I'll be playing more Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion HD Renovation. The Endless mode has just came out, so I'll be playing it right now. I can see straight away we get the Flaming Sword of Evil that made its first appearance in the original iteration on Karamari Hospital. Oh no, I don't actually want the axe, I want the sword. Okay, so sorry, it looks like we're stuck with the axe. Oh well. Workshop Mansion support isn't out just yet, but it does say that it will be coming eventually. Originally this was expected to come out in August, but it seems that they've run into a few delays. I do know they are making a brand new game as well, and I think one of the main devs, Akuma Kira, is also embarking on a solo project, which I think is primarily a VR title. It's all early days though, so there isn't really much to say on them, but I of course will be watching out for them when more news finally arrives. In this update, which came out very recently, I think it was Friday 20th October in fact, they've not only added this endless mode but also a few new things such as new effects for the monsters, new monsters entirely, some of the older characters like the forest girl, Tarsiak I think her name is, as well as Whiteface from I'm Scared, Otto the Five Nights at Freddy's style monster, as well as the baby cage creature from the original Karamari Hospital. They're all meant to be here in this endless mode. I don't know about Lisa though, the Silent Hill PT style woman. She was very scary. Oh dear, I can hear noises already. I wonder who it's going to be. In my experience the most dangerous one was probably Whiteface, because you have to interact with him in quite a particular manner. What can happen is he will catch you and he gives you an option. He basically wants you to type something out, and depending on what you type you can either continue the game or it's, well, game over. They've also added a third new ending. I have no idea what this is though, but I will be watching the Steam community forums in order to find out just what it is and how to acquire it. Then I can see if I can do a video on it. I don't know how much endless mode I'll actually be playing, but I'll certainly be engaging in the workshop when that finally does get released. One problem I have with Spookies, and I seem to have it right now, is that a lot of it is just a bit of a walking simulator. You can see right now I've entered almost 29 rooms already and I've not seen a single creature, only sound effects. It doesn't help that rooms are constantly repeating over again and the same assets, bloody hell, are something you keep seeing. This room with the 3 beds is something I'm constantly encountering. It's not looking good for this run of endless mode. They're meant to be leaderboards as well now, so you can see if you can race all the way to the top position. Although there is virtual reality support for Spookies, I won't be playing this game in VR because I prefer to record my voice live while I play. When I do VR games, because of the way the headset is on me, it means that it's a bit awkward concerning microphone position and things like that. Especially if it's a game where you have to stand, and the way my tracking devices, the sensors are located, means that I'd rather play this in non-VR, so that I can give you more genuine reactions as opposed to just watching my recordings and giving commentary on that, like I am for Duck Season. It's been 3 weeks since I last did my part 1 on Duck Season, and I still haven't brought out part 2. The reason is because, well, not only have I started a new job, but other games have been coming out. Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 3 is something I wanted to put out, so I did. Oh dear, this isn't good. It's the suicide guy. I also need to do a let's play on the game Howltown. Oh my gosh, look at his face. He's turning around. It's a good thing you can open doors when you're not looking at them. SCP Containment Breach also does something similar. In regards to future videos, not only will we be doing Howltown Rimworld Part 3 if possible, as well as more Spookies, there's something else I'd like to do a special video, because it's coming up to Halloween and it's something I've wanted to do for quite a few months now. I won't say much on it at the moment just because it's something I'm still actively creating. I have been working on it every single day for the past week and it's taken a long time. I will say it is about the SCP Foundation though, the Special Containment Procedures Creepypasta website. It will either turn out really awesome or completely terrible, so do keep an eye out for it, for those of you that do watch this channel regularly. Whenever the monster attacked me I heard a little ding noise. Bit odd that I'm hearing that effect. when he tried to hit me. I think the sword that you get from Karamari Hospital also makes that same noise. And here we are in the Kickstarter backer room. There's a note here. Let's read it. Aha! Yet again I have cheated the grave and shall proceed to escape these confines. While the thought of my death being romantic did cross my mind, I did believe my escape shall be profusely more so. I recall seeing that note before, whether it was in the previous version of Spookies or the main game. The guy that keeps going on about how romantic everything's going to be, and as time goes on he begins to starve and wither away, and he begins drinking ink. Eventually he just dies and you see his corpse, and he's wearing some sort of like flamboyant Renaissance, Rock Me Amadeus, Prince Charming style outfit. I want to tap the brain, but I sort of don't. I think it would just kill me straight away. Yeah, let's leave him. It's a bit too risky. In one of my previous videos for Spookies, I did show what happens when you attack the brain jar. He just flies out in front of you and you die instantly. Oh, the arcade machine. I wonder if there's anything new. Arcade 4 is still out of order, that's crap. I've played the other 3 already. They're pretty cool. We now have achievements added for Spookies for those of you that care about such things. I used to, back in the PlayStation 3 days, used to be very big on getting achievements, or trophies as they were then called. Now I don't follow them at all. Probably doesn't help that I've got way too many games now, so each individual one doesn't really take up that much of my time, unless it's something really good or it's got a lot of stuff to it, such as the World of Warcraft titles. I am still filled with vigour after my experience the other day. Hunger and thirst have left me, leaving me with nothing but distilled romanticism. This is one thing I don't like about Spookies. Calls itself HD Renovation, yet you've still got these models which are very blatantly 2D only. Doesn't help that not everything even is in HD, there's still quite a few blurry textures about the place and little prop items. Okay, this should be the deer monster. Strange. Where is it? This is odd. Locked. Okay, I know what this is. This was such a surprise that there would be another entry. Another actual entry, and one I could admire, but then as suddenly as it came it left. And now you disband. Your influence and inspiration will never leave me. I think there may be some sort of pattern to this monster, but I've never actually been able to figure it out. If you cross this room several times, it just keeps repeating over and over again. Eventually he jumps out and gets you. He always gets you here at this point. The note keeps repeating again. Have to be careful because it's going to show up. Oh, that was odd. I really thought he'd be popping up. If you turn one of the corners, this monster, it looks like he's in a body bag, just jumps you. Then he disappears. And that's about it. It's quite a horrible jump scare. You can do it, we can help. Papa John's. And broccoli, eat. Again with the Resident Evil style loading screens. I quite like those. This is a pretty nice room. I like the change of colour, that it's not just complete brown anymore. And you've got this, well, not infinite void, because you can see the candles in the background. Oh wow, even the ceiling looks weird. It looks like you're looking at the sky, almost. For some reason this reminds me of the clock tower enemy. In terms of my survival, I should be okay if I come up against him. He's probably the weakest monster. Bloody hell. He's one of the weakest monsters. He moves rather slowly. His mechanic is really just based in the main story, where you have to hide from him, similar to the game Clock Tower, where it is inspired from. If we come up against Whiteface, we will lose. I've never been able to actually survive him. I can't even remember what you have to type in if he does actually get me. What the hell? He's back again. Considering this is endless mode, this is very weird how the only threat we've really had is the same guy twice. Oh! Fucking hell. That was making noises. That was very odd. I've never seen that before, where the cardboard cutouts actually seemed to... I don't think he attacked me, but it screamed at me. It made a weird, almost like a horn or like a siren style noise. I don't like that sound effect when he hits me, that little ching noise. Not exactly what I associate with a monster tearing me apart. complete pushover. Your health regenerates really fast, so he is not really a problem. Wow, this is a brand new room. I've not seen this before, these little fish. Okay, this is odd. There's a load of bones and blood in one of the tanks, but only one of them. I wonder if there are any secrets here that I've yet to uncover. I can't attack and I can't seem to interact with them, so it looks like I'll have to just move on. This isn't good. This is an endless corridor. I don't know if I can run back. Oh dear. In the main game, a incident like this can happen and there's a scare at the end. Whether the same will happen here, I'm actually not sure. So I can run back. And there's a note as well. Now even the monsters and other incorporeal beings seem to be deterred from attacking me. They do notice me, but it seems they don't act as imposing as they once were, clearly due to my renewed romantic determination. Don't want to go through that other door if it's possible. I don't want to try it because if you enter a room you can't return. And I'd rather show you this scare if it is a scare. Probably is. I'm expecting like a face to just jump at me. Now the walls are getting even more narrow. Yep, they are. I'm actually being forced closer to the walls. Can't move. Oh god. Damn it. My soul now wiggles in agony. So there's the mansion. I really like having the ability to explore outside for once. The rain's nice as well. Oh wow, I can see the skybox here. It's literally just 4 walls. HD Renovation! Hey, so we can go in with the sword. Generally the axe is useless, there's no point using it on most of the monsters. You can use it on the little deer creatures, but that's really about it. Oh, and the cobble cows, but they don't attack you anyway, they just jump you. This sword, however, is a very special weapon because in Kamari Hospital it can kill all of them. There's not a single monster that can stand against it. So the next time I see a creature, I'm just going to go for it and attack it. God. Here it comes. Bastard. Not as scary as the first time I encountered him, because it really took me off guard. Doesn't seem like we can hurt him at all, but then again, he can't hurt us. So it evens out. The door was locked, but reading the note allowed me to open it at last. The brain jar was a terrible idea in the main game because you can only save after every 100 rooms. It was either every 100 or every 250 rooms, something like that. But if you attack the brain jar, you die instantly. So if you're at, like, say, room 790 and then you die, that's it. You've got to go all the way, fucking hell, all the way back. This is a cool looking room. I like the use of shadows in this environment. Reminds me of Silent Hill for some reason. Whenever you enter a room you do get full stamina. You are allowed to just sprint again immediately. You do need stamina to use your weapon as well. If you have none, then you don't attack at all and you just hear a dun dun noise. In the original, using your stamina was a lot more awkward. Every single time you press shift, you would automatically lose a portion of your stamina, even if you didn't really move at all. So it meant that by standing still you could drain it entirely. In this game, however, it's not the case. I'll show you right now in fact. So I'm not moving at all and I'm just pressing and letting go of the stamina. You see how it's not recovering at times? That's because I'm holding down the shift. You can't recover while holding it, you always have to let it go. You can move them and that will recover for you. Oh fucking hell! Oh, that one looks freaky. Endless mode's been very underwhelming so far. We've only encountered one real threat if you don't include the brain jar and the ghost that just disappears when you turn the corner. And most of this is just going through, fucking hell, just going through empty rooms, and that's it. Even these notes as well are just from the main game. There's nothing new at all in regards to story. Yeah! I would much rather like to see notes that were made purely for the endless mode. I'm not going to read any more of these notes just because of how they're just copy and pasted from the main game anyway. I would have already read them in previous videos, so it's not going to give you anything new if I read them now. There's that fucking brain jar again. If I see that brain jar one more time, I will attack it. Even though I know what's going to happen, it's just going to kill me and that's it. Again with these same bloody notes. The point of an endless mode is that you should be able to keep repeating it over and over again. And in order to accomplish something like that, you need great amounts of randomization in order to keep it fresh, so that every single run is that little bit different. Such as in games like Our Darker Purpose, Enter the Gungeon, The Binding of Isaac, Nuclear Throne. There's always these new things that are being added to every single run, so that you're not always just doing the same thing again. For example, right now, this is the Endless Corridor. I've already been here before, I've done this already, this was how I died last time. So I'm not going to go this way. Shame you can't see outside these little windows. Oh! I can see the other room now. That's weird. There's no window here though. That's odd. Maybe a little graphical glitch due to the engine they're using. I think it's Unity now. It used to be a game maker. Use of lighting is nice. I would have preferred it if they actually exaggerated it a hell of a lot more. Bright moments are brighter and dark moments are darker, but in the same room, so that you have to use torches in order to actually see. Fucking hell, I made myself jump then by attacking. Oh, there's the mansion. Even more fish tanks. Nothing interesting about the others though. And here's the Kickstarter backer room again. Oh, fucking hell, it's a shoe! Damn it, so many fucking jump scares. Oh no, I fucking hate this room. You have to follow the pattern, so you go right. So it's right then right. I was complaining about this room when the game first came out. All those years ago. I don't mean HD Renovation, I mean the original Spookies. Before it was even on Steam, it was on Desura to begin with. And this was the worst part of the entire game. And even now it still is. Rooms like this are really cool, where the ceilings have a lot of variation to them. Not only are they sloped, but you can also see these windows. You look outside and it's night time and there's a lot of rain. Things like this really add to the atmosphere. It would have helped to think if the room was darker and you could see light coming in through the windows. If that's something they'd even be able to achieve with this. Fuck. I think I killed him. Let's find out. I'm going to go for him again. That was weird. I don't know if he hit me or not. Yeah, I am attacking him. Easy mode. This guy is only allowed to appear where the puddles of slime are. When you run into them, your movement speed slows down. He's often the first enemy you see. Oh no, sorry, I had a complete lie. He can follow you through the doors as well. You can't attack him when he's forming, but after that you can. As you see what happens when he hits me. It actually takes off quite a bit of health, but you do regenerate it fast enough, so that as long as he doesn't hit you 3 times immediately after one another, you'll be safe. As the sword can kill enemies like it can in Karamari, I wonder if it's the same thing with the axe or not. Bit of a shame how almost irrelevant this monster is. He's in the room with me and here I am just standing here waiting for him. He moves so slowly that he might as well not even be here. The monsters do need to have more of a stronger presence to them. All of these notes I'm picking up, I'm not going to read them because I've read them all before. It's just a story of the toy maker. The story of the Puppet Man is probably a reference to the old FMV puzzle game on the PC, which was called 7th Guest. They eventually made a sequel which was called The 11th Hour. It's about a toy maker who made dolls and various other things, and he was a very unsavoury person, eventually coming under things like possession. Oh, you just got smashed. Though saying that, that is actually quite different to the story of this puppet guy, where he was actually a good man. He was friendly and he liked helping people, he gave a good service. The toys he made were very high quality, but the other stores didn't like him at all. They saw him as unfair competition because of how high quality his goods were. So they got all his toys and puppets and they threw him into the river. Upon seeing what these people were doing to all of his products, he jumped into the water to try and save them. And he drowned. People were happy at this, and years after that, the kids started disappearing. A bit like the Pied Piper of Hamelin in a way, where a man gets cheated and he gets revenge by taking it out not on the people themselves but on the innocent kids. It's a bit of an odd moral story. These fish tanks are really awesome, I like it. The ghost girl has returned and is glaring at me while I write this. She again claims I have a job here and that I am not fulfilling it correctly. I tell her whatever job she thinks I have doesn't sound very romantic. She seems angry now and states that if I don't stop, she will take my pen, private, and then it stops. That note does seem new. I don't recall seeing that before in any of my previous runs of Spooky. I will look at every single note, and if there is one that does seem very new, of course I will read it. Right, that's it for now for Spooky's Endless Mode. A bit unfortunate with how few monsters actually did appear. It was very sparse, just like a walking simulator, which was a common complaint before. I would have preferred like a boss rush mode where monsters are coming at you really bad and they're a lot more difficult. But maybe the workshop support will finally add something like that. That's even if the game allows you to have several monsters in the same room as each other. SCP Containment Breach did, but that was a different style of game entirely. Anyway, that was it for Spookies. I'll see you again in my next videos. As to what that will be, it will either be my next part of Duck Season, the entirety of Helltown, which is a game I'm very much looking forward to playing, or my Halloween video. I am putting a lot of effort into it though, so I hope you enjoy it when I do finally come out with it. Take care, and I'll maybe see you again.